Hey gang, this is Nick Z. Welcome to Rock and Roll Tales from the Old Southwest. In the 1980s, while playing in Mary's Danish and the Leonards, I was fortunate to be part of the burgeoning alternative music scene in Los Angeles. Some band contemporaries became members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So saddle up and let's get going.
Let's visit North Hollywood, 6907 Lankershim Boulevard to be exact, the home of the legendary country venue, the Palomino. Since the 1950s, the Palomino was home to all the country artists of the day. This included visits by Elvis Presley. Nudi's Rodeo Taylor was just a few blocks down the street. During the 70s, Ricky Nelson, the Flying Burrito Brothers, and more ushered in the modern era of country music. In the 80s, younger rock country bands started to perform along with the established artists. You could see Jerry Lee Lewis, the Textones, the Blasters, the Chili Peppers, Bob Dylan with George Harrison, John Fogerty, and Taj Mahal on any night of the week. You can imagine how happy I was to learn that Mary's Danish would get to play a show there. The demo of our single, Don't Crash Your Car Tonight, was really taken off on KROQ, and the station started having their Wednesday night local music showcase at the Palomino, and they asked us to perform. Poor Man and Ken Fusion would host, and you would see bands like Social Distortion, the Beat Farmers, No Doubt, and all the other biggest bands of the day. You would also see actors like George Wendt or musicians like Dave Wakeling, Brian Setzer, and others hanging out there. I moved to LA in April of '86. My first show was a month later seeing X, the Dickies, and Jane's Addiction at Devonshire Downs. I just remember how explosive Jane's Addiction was. In early '87, they played the Lhasa Club, the Music Machine, and the Whiskey. And a few months later, we were playing the same clubs. And now in August of '88, Mary's Danish is playing the Palomino, and Perry Farrell's in the audience checking us out. In about 3 weeks, they'd be releasing Nothing Shocking. Jane Says, Mountain Song, wow. Can you imagine? After the show, I remember Perry walking by and saying hello. He couldn't miss him in the crowd. He had a big straw hat, dreadlocks, and a bright yellow suit jacket. Now we're all in the Palomino. It was cool to see their album take off and become such a large part of music history. In '91, I was no longer in the band, but they joined Jane's Addiction on their Ritual de la Habitual tour. I thought that was pretty cool. The Palomino had a spiritual quality about it. You could feel the energy of past performers resonating under your feet. I'd love to play that stage one more time, but the closest thing is getting to see that neon sign at the Valley Relics Museum. Join me again for more Nick Z's Rock and Roll Tales from the Old Southwest.